You are listening to the I Choose My Best Life podcast with Dr. Saundra Dalton-Smith, a show that is dedicated to helping you live fully, love boldly, and rest intentionally. For additional resources, visit ichoosemybestlife.com.
Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Saundra, and you're listening to I Choose My Best Life. Today, we are going to be helping that person who is looking at their marriage and thinking, what have I done? If you're in that situation and you're wondering, how can this be saved? How can I get back to a place not only that I love my spouse, but I actually like them? I enjoy spending time with them. I enjoy the life we're building together. My guest, Arlene Pellicane, is going to help us go deeper into this topic. And she's actually written a book recently on it titled Making Marriage Easier: How to Love and Like Your Spouse for Life. So, Arlene, I want to thank you for joining me and kick off our conversation together, really starting with your heart position behind this. What has brought you to a place where marriage and family and really helping people build those back up has become so important to you?
Yeah, it's wonderful to be with you, Saundra. When I look at my life, I think, wow, my marriage, my children, like my family has been a real source of strength, a source of joy, and it just makes life pop. And when I look around, many times that's not the case, that instead of it being a source of joy, it's a source of sorrow or a source of stress or a source of tension, et cetera. So I really just want to minister and help and encourage people to say, okay, how can we make this better? For instance, with this book, Making Marriage Easier, it's not easy. So I get it. It's not false advertising. I get it. There's effort. And that's what makes marriage good, that there is effort involved in it and you get the reward of that. So it's not easy, but how do we make it easier? My husband, James, and I have been married for 26 years. And when we reached that 25-year mark, I was really thinking like, wait a minute, this has not been this awful, terrible, difficult, die to yourself every day kind of thing. It's been good. And so I just thought, how can we reverse engineer this? How can we share with others to make their marriages easier? So we're just looking at what made it easier for James and I, because we're not superhuman. We're very different. So it's, okay, how did this work? And wanted to share that.
I love it. I think most of us share from our place of experience.
Yeah.
And so if you're making it easier, that means at some point in time it was difficult.
Yes.
So
yes.
you can look forward and back and see how God has led you on the journey. One of the things you talk about in your book is a backpacking experience that really made you go deeper into how you're viewing everything. Share a little bit about that.
This is so my husband and I, and you, listener, you have this too. Like one of you loves to be outdoors. And the other one of you likes to be in a hotel and look at the lake or whatever the variation of that is. So my husband, his idea of backpacking is put it on your back, go out in the wilderness for 3 days. And of course, I had never done that in my life. So here we are, and we are 3 days in the backcountry near Yosemite, California. Like it's beautiful. And you have 30 pounds on your back. You're going to the bathroom in the wild, the whole thing. You're adding the hot water for your little meals and everything. And when this is going well, like when this is beautiful, like really, like you're alone in nature, you're with God, you are the master of rest. Like here you are, like it is beautiful. It's, wow, this is fantastic. But there was literally times where, you're going uphill and you're carrying it and you're so tired. And I literally, like on day 2, said to my husband, if I could pay someone $5,000 to just pick me up in this spot and take me away, I would totally do that. So by the end, my kids had taken little things out of my pack to make their packs heavier. We have 3 children and they're college age, high school. So they were carrying my things just to get me. But once you start the path, you have to end it. Like there's no other way. Like you have to get from point A to point B. And that is really like marriage, that if you're saying, God, till death do us part, like I'm going to do marriage as you created it to be a lifelong commitment and a vow. So I can't get off this road. I'm from point A to point B. And you don't really know what the road entails when you're just looking at the map. You're looking at the little dots. You're like, oh yeah, I can handle that. No problem. But then you get there and you're like, oh my word, this is so much harder than I thought. But with a team, with the mindset like I have to finish, with understanding that there are going to be beautiful parts and there are going to be really hard parts, and the rest along the way helps you get there. It really became this picture of, wow, this is like marriage. It's hard. There are these beautiful vistas. Not many people get to do it, right? To enjoy it to its fullest. But if you will commit to stick it out all the way through, you'll make a lot of funny memories. There'll be a lot of weaknesses revealed, but you'll get there. You'll need some help, but you'll get there. And it does involve getting out of your comfort zone. So it was in micro, like a little lesson to me about marriage.
I think that's so awesome. And you're right. I think most couples have that type of dynamic. My husband's the outdoor person. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yes.
Let's just find a nice
Yes.
hotel. So,
Yeah, totally.
so I totally get that. He keeps trying to convince me that we want to do an RV trip like across the
Yes.
country. And I'm thinking, can't we just fly to different
Right.
places
They're
and
taking
enjoy
all
it
the
that
fun out of
way?
it. Yes.
But one of the things you talk about in your book is that there are these 4 decisions that you had along the way with your
Yeah.
husband, decisions that you together had to make, and that really opened up the door for these conversations and these perspectives that led
Yeah.
you back to making marriage easier. Can you share just quickly the 4, and then we'll
Sure.
dive into a few of them?
Yeah, my husband and I attended for a long time in our marriage a conference together. And one of the principles we learned was when your values are clear, the decisions are easy. And so, really seeing what is valuable to you in your marriage. So, decision for us, number one, was play by the rules. So, the idea if you're going to play this infinite game of being husband and wife, there's certain rules, just like in a real game. If the goals kept moving, if the teams kept changing, if the way you scored points kept changing, it'd be very frustrating to play. So, have certain things in your marriage that are like, hey, these are go zones and these are no zones for us, and establish those. So, play by the rules. The second decision was to give thanks every day that, when you got married, I was that girl who was praying every day, Jesus, please give me a husband. Please give me a husband. And when I finally found James and he found me, I was big, like fireworks, like God's done a miracle kind of feeling. And so that Thanksgiving through the years, it can fade, right? Into not even Thanksgiving, but into disdain, into complaining, into grumbling. So really work on that. You know what, Lord, bring me back to that heart of thanksgiving. I will decide to be thankful for my marriage. I will decide that even if I can't at this moment be thankful for my spouse, I will be thankful to you, God, you're going to get me through this. So that's the second decision. The third decision, real popular these days, is to serve your spouse. That if you come into your marriage thinking, what are you going to do for me? You didn't do that. I did 3 things for you. You did nothing for me. I am always the one serving you. If you come in like that, you're not going to be a very happy camper. But if you come in, hey, how can I serve you today? Is there anything I can do to make your life easier today? And this is not an open door to abuse. This is not an open door to all of a sudden, I don't have a say anymore. That's not what this is. This is the attitude like, oh, you're carrying something. The door is closed. I will open the door for you. It's just this attitude of, let me help you. I want to serve you. And then the last one is decision number 4 is to take fun seriously. That fun can be like, oh, we'll do that on our vacation once a year, or we'll do that when we have more money, or when the kids leave. Life is way too serious. Like we have way too much to do. Have you not looked at the news? Like we're living in this crazy world. We can't have any fun. But the couples who seldom have fun, guess what? Then it's like you lose that bond, you lose. And so in your marriage, take it seriously to have fun, put the time aside, put the money aside, but all those things and keep having fun together. So those are the 4 decisions.
These are so wonderful. Let's dive deeper into a few of those. Decision 1, playing by the
Yeah.
rules. One of the things you talk about is a power hour.
Yes.
What does a power hour look like for a couple? What does it look like in
Yes.
your own marriage?
Our power hour was eating together. So when we got married in 1999, we made this decision. My husband made this crazy decision. He said, for 1 month of our marriage, can we not have a television? So remember, it's 1999. We're all watching TV, and I loved watching TV. And I was like, what? But I don't want to spend, like, here we are newlyweds. I don't want to just have dinner and just sit in front of the TV and just sit there. I want to do stuff and be with you and really enjoy. So we really made this effort, early in our marriage. And what happened was that dinner time became very special. Like it became the time to reconnect after work, to talk, to laugh, and all those things. And then it just stayed. So having the meal, like when you eat, all of us have to eat every single day. what has happened in this age, right? We grab the food and one of us has to do a work project and one of us is doing homework and one of us is driving to volleyball or what, we're all in these different places. And all of a sudden you realize we're not eating together anymore. So for us, that power hour of, hey, if we are both in the same city, so this isn't talking about if you're out of town and obviously you can have once in a while things, but on a regular basis, you make time to eat together as a family. If you don't have children, you have your meal together. You never eat alone and you always eat with your spouse. And maybe it's not dinner because your work schedule. So maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's coffee in the morning. But every single day around food, unless there's something strange happening, you are eating together. And what this does is it bonds you because if you don't eat together for a few days, then you're like, I feel like not that connected to you. Like we haven't really talked for very long, or it's just such a wonderful way to stay connected and we all want to eat. So that's our power hour. So we figure we've been married 26 years. We've at least logged 10,000 hours of eating together. So as Malcolm Gladwell pointed out, and I think it was in Outliers or something, that 10,000 hours gives you mastery. So we are masters of eating and connecting to each other. So make sure you're eating together. That's a very small shift that can pay a really big dividend.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's such a great rule to set
Yeah.
within your household is that when those opportunities are available for your marriage as well as just for your home dynamics, because
Yes.
when your family's together, I think your kids are like mine, they're in college, they're doing all the
Yeah.
things, they're all over the place. So when they are in town,
Yeah.
to try to make sure that we are actually having sit down meals together. And it is such a great time for conversation. There's something about breaking bread with people
And you
that just,
belong, right? It's
yeah,
like your place of belonging. And then in your marriage, you feel like I belong here. So it is an important thing.
I love that. Now let's look at number two, because one of the things you talk about in that one is about giving thanks. And so I want to flip that a little bit. So what if you are the person who has a tendency to mumble and grumble and
Yes.
complain? What effect is that having on your marriage when you're not looking at it from a place of thankfulness?
First of all, you're not alone. So if you find like you probably don't even see it. You might complain and grumble, but you don't really realize it. You just think this is normal. I'm just being a realist. I'm just talking about what really is happening. But if you can, I think the easiest way, my daughter, we did martial arts together as a family when my kids were in elementary school. And my daughter, who would whine about going to martial arts, one day she came home and I'm never going to whine about this again. I was like, what happened to you? And she was wrestling with a boy. And the whole time he was like, I hate being here. My mom and dad make me come here. I can't wait. This is over. This is so dumb. And she was like, you are so not fun to be with. I will never do this again. And I think sometimes if we can see ourselves from that third person perspective of, wow, what is it like to be married to me? What is it like to listen to me? So make an internal log of what are the words coming out of your mouth, or maybe even write it down, observe what you're doing and jot it down. And then and this is a good thing. This is a thing, how beautiful that with the Lord, we can be like, help me, change me, help me to become a more grateful person. Because guess what? You will become easier to live with for the people around you, but you'll also enjoy yourself better too. So I think this is practice. A lot of times we think we're just not wired that way. I'm not wired with that kind of disposition. I'm wired with more of a pessimistic, critical type of viewpoint. I can see things, and that could be a blessing because you're going to see things to correct that other people don't see. But realize like I can also change. Like I can become a more grateful person by just like you do a bicep curl, that you do a Thanksgiving curl, that you're just like, you know what? I will once a day, I will say one thing nice to my spouse. That I'll observe something and I'll say, that was a good meal. Thank you. Or you look pretty today. Thank you. Or, you know what? I never have to worry about the finances because you take care of things. Thank you. Like just start verbalizing Thanksgiving, and I think you'll see you can change as well.
And I think that's so important with decision number three, because sometimes it's hard to serve because you don't have that heart of Thanksgiving. You don't
Yes,
have that level of connectivity with your partner. So you don't want to serve because you're only seeing the bad, you're only
that's
seeing the
right.
negative.
Why
So I
would I
think
do
that will come
more?
together. Exactly.
Yes, it's so
Why should I
true.
keep pouring out if I'm like
Right.
already unhappy? So I think it can
Yeah.
actually help lead over into that
Yes.
decision number three of serving. Now, I
It's
want
so
to hit
good.
on
Yeah.
decision four as well, because I love that you included taking fun seriously. That's one of the
Yes.
decisions because marriage is sometimes looked at, oh, it's such a responsibility. It's
Yeah.
so much work. And,
We had so much fun before we got
yeah,
married.
and I think it's part of the reason we have a generation right now that's a little fearful of
Yeah.
marriage. It's, oh, if I get married, all the passion's gone, all the fun's
Right.
gone. Now we
Right.
got to be adults. We got to adult up. And it's like we
Yes.
don't have fun anymore. But if we make that part of a decision as a couple that we're going to keep fun in our life, I think it really helps us to keep marriage in its rightful covenant position that God
Yeah.
wanted. I don't
Yeah.
think it's supposed to be like this laborious run from kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be something we're celebrating. So, looking at your marriage and thinking about couples you've worked with, what are some of the fun ways couples can reconnect?
Yes. So there is a big list in Making Marriage Easier of activities from A to Z. So look through that list, and it's things like you could go kayaking, you could go thrift store shopping, you could go play tennis. Obviously, there's so many different things. And most of us, let's be honest, like different things. I like going to concerts. I like going to amusement parks. My husband, he likes going camping. He likes mountain biking. So we like different things. So a lot of it is go back to what you did when you were dating. So what were the things you used to do when you were dating? Because obviously you had fun doing them. And what you're going to find is, oh, I did those things not because I liked the thing, but because I liked him or I liked her. I endured them all. And I thought it was so fun because I got to be with her. So part of it too is rekindling this idea of, you know what, I will do this thing, even though I don't love it, just because I really like you still. And you really like it. So let me try to like it. So there's definitely that component of I'll try it because you like it. And so like for us, it's skiing. Like my family loves to ski. But when my kids were in lesson and I was in lesson, they all got better and I got worse. So as the fork in the road has gone. So it's like I tried it and now we've come to the place where everybody skis but me. And that's fine because now I'm not scared of going on the slope. I can just drink coffee and read books and it's fine. So there's going to be some fun things that you do separately. But there's going to be other fun things like ballroom dancing. We both started ballroom dancing 2 years ago, and it's very humiliating because you don't know what you're doing at first. You look ridiculous, but you have fun, right? So you're still looking for things that you both like or that one of you might like more than the other, but the other one can quote unquote tolerate it. But they're doing it out of love. And when you do it, you really do have to pretend like you like it. Because if you're really cranky the whole time, that it doesn't count. And then it just cancels the whole thing out. So you do have to pretend, you know what? I care about you. I'm just going to be here and put a smile on my face and be okay with it. But truly, there are a lot of things I'm sure that both of you really, truly do find fun. And I think that vacation fund is totally worth it. And I write about it in the book that when you plan a vacation, whether it's 2 hours away to a city near you or a nature near you, or it's around the world to a country you've always visited, whatever it is, you get to enjoy it 3 times. The first enjoyment of planning, the anticipation of going, the excitement of going. The second, the actual doing of it, where you're like, wow, I am here. I can't believe I'm in Paris at the Grand Canyon. And then the third thing of all the memory dividends that you have those pictures, you have those memories of remember when we were in wherever. So plan those fun things. It's really worth the money. It really is.
I love that. And I love traveling. And so those 3 areas, my family and I, we just recently came back from a kind of one of those bucket list type trips with our family where we
Yes.
took the kids to Europe and did all the places.
Oh,
And there are those 3 components of it.
yeah.
And it's so important, I think, in marriage just to see the different levels of enjoyment that you can have throughout the journey of growing as a couple and learning about each other and changing together because you do change. You both
Yeah.
mature and change as individuals and keeping it fresh and keeping it fun and light at moments because it's going to have heavy and it needs to have light incorporated as
Yes.
well.
That's
It's
right.
such a great way of making sure that you do stay in love and like with each other for life.
That's right. Yeah. And please understand, sweet listener, there are lots of moments where James and I are both like, okay, I don't really like you right now. And so we're not a perfect couple. And really, something that's helped me is to realize in that moment, you know what? He probably doesn't like me very much either. And we're really trying our best to be likable towards each other. So that's the thing that you just want to keep being attractive towards each other. You keep wanting to act in a way for the husbands that would make your wife want to admire you. And for us wives, we want to keep being attractive and supportive and loving towards our husband that'll actually want to come home to us and not think, oh, I don't want to come home to her. She's going to criticize me. That we're trying to be continually attractive and curious about each other.
We've been chatting with Arlene Pellicane. She's the author of Making Marriage Easier, How to Love and Like Your Spouse for Life. And Arlene, I want to make sure people know how they can connect with you and how they can learn more about your resources and your courses and all the different ways that you're supporting people.
Yes, you can listen to my Happy Home podcast where I have experts come on and talk about marriage and parenting. And then the book is Making Marriage Easier. And you can go to makingmarriageeasier.com, get some free date night ideas. Even if you only have 15 minutes or 30 minutes in your busy life, we've got some date night ideas for you there at makingmarriageeasier.com. And of course, the book, wherever you buy books, Amazon, etc.
Excellent. And we will have the links for you so you can check those out in the show notes so that you can connect with Arlene, get a copy of her latest book and some of these ideas to start making your marriage fun again. Until next time, everyone, live fully, love boldly, and rest intentionally. You lead, you serve, you give your all. But when was the last time you felt poured into? Best Life Mentoring was created for women just like you. Faith-filled leaders, speakers, writers, and coaches who are making an impact, but quietly craving deeper spiritual alignment, clear direction, and space to simply breathe. This isn't just another coaching group. It's a sacred space to be led, supported, and strengthened as you live out your calling. Come, be refilled, refocus, and reignite what God has placed in you. Join us at bestlifementoring.com.